News from the bid, Sandy Neck repair update, and an update from the Chief of Police, all on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Tuesday, March 12th, 2013. I'm Sarah Colvin. All property owners within the Hyannis Main Street Business Improvement District will now have to become members of the bid. This morning, members in good standing met to vote on the continuation of the Business Improvement District. A large majority said yes, so the bid will continue for the next 5 years. That's when they'll have to vote again. The big difference, no more opting out. So now every property owner within the district must become a member. Members are assessed a 3% tax that's paid to the Business Improvement District. Well, storm damage assessment continues at Sandy Neck in the wake of more wind and rain. Beach Park manager Nina Coleman updated the board Monday night.
We are still working on our storm damage repair. We had, as you know, another blow out of the north last week, and that further took away more sand. It wasn't nearly as intense erosion event as the Nemo storm of early February. However, we were actually starting to get material filling in, being blown in mostly by the wind, and I was seeing, particularly by the stairs, the building backup of sand, and all of that is gone. We had 2 of our staircases replaced, and they both are still here after this latest nor'easter. So the only problem is the second step was coming down. Of course, came down to the sand with the appropriate step off, and now you hit the last step, and there's so you can see what we lost. That doesn't mean it's not going to come back. People must understand Sandy Neck. I mean, we look at it, and all of this fencing has reappeared. So we've been here before. We go in, we go out. We go in. It's a fluid thing. It's important not to just react to what we have, because it's so quick just to change again. But right now, we did block those stairs off, because if somebody was in the dark, they wouldn't know that there was quite an intense drop off. The guys from Structures and Grounds have already purchased the materials, and we're actually on the beach today fighting a big tide, working on that handicap ramp, which is the whole last section. I wish we had found that. I'm not sure where it went. That would have been a good one, because it's a lot of material to rebuild it. It was a couple of $1,000 just in material. So I want to get some fencing up and start getting our dune to grow back, but
that'll probably wait till the April.
I might have to. I mean, we don't know what's coming down.
No,
right. For the next weather event. So overall, I think it could have been a lot worse. I did patrol down into Sandwich a little bit, and I could see that they, like, adjacent areas had really gotten hit. So I think overall we're going to make it, as long as we don't have another huge storm with a big tide.
Coleman says an Osprey pole is scheduled to be rebuilt today.
We have 1 pole down, which is right at the gatehouse.
Oh, really?
Was that the only one?
Yeah. Huh. And just as a little, since we have so much time now, I needed a certain amount of wood and some long 2x4 by 12s, and those are hard to find. I went on patrol. I found every piece of wood I needed. I found 2x6 by 20s. Wow. 2 of them.
One board member asked about the number of dead birds being found on the shoreline.
What I'm seeing is a lot of razorbills, which are
that's the big beak, right?
The big fat, yeah.
I've seen
a lot of them.
Yeah.
2025 expired.
Like penguins almost. They're white and black.
Yeah, they look a lot like a penguin.
Yeah.
They're a seabird, so they want to never come to shore unless they're nesting, and so they must have just had a double whammy with the 2 storms in a row, and ended up on our shore. Unfortunately, we weren't able to rescue any of them. They were all gone by the time we found them. But we'll keep an eye out. One porpoise at the point, juvenile porpoise. So that's not that bad. Truthfully, it's been a very mild, easy winter for marine mammal strandings.
And Marsh Trail repairs are scheduled to begin this week.
We wanted to start last week, and we know what happened there.
Really? Yeah.
That was the ultimate plan. As you know, or some of you may know, the material's already been put in the parking lot.
Right.
So that didn't happen last week, and then Monday, today, we had a midday high tide, which, you know, once you've
Yeah.
deployed all those people and all that equipment, and then that midday tide is just, it's not worth it.
No.
So we're gonna give it a try tomorrow, at least start staging stuff. We're gonna start at 5, since that's very accessible.
Yeah.
And there's definitely issues with coming in at 1. Some really tough stuff to get through there, so I suggested that we start at 5,
Yeah.
hit the puddle at the end of 5,
Yes.
just to get the guys going,
Yeah.
and then work west a bit, and if we can make Trail 2 passable,
Right.
then we'll get up into 2 and get that Hallett spot that you were
Yeah.
concerned about.
Yeah, that's definitely.
But if we can't get up 2, there's that from 1, to get that truck through by Great Island with the woo, you know.
Yeah, that's awful.
So,
Yeah.
but you know, we're gonna keep them moving. There's always something to do.
Right.
There's
Yeah.
always something to do. So we're gonna just get moving on that project, and hopefully the weather will cooperate.
The Sandy Neck Board met on Monday night. You can watch the meeting in its entirety online at town.barnstable.ma.us. Meanwhile, Barnstable Chief of Police Paul MacDonald wants to know if Hyannis residents feel safer these days. The chief and other officers have created a short survey available online.
2 years ago, we made a conscious decision. You know, we actually changed the way we do business. We implemented some new programs. We created some new units. At the end of this year, we're running all our stats, and we can see by the numbers that the Part 1 crime, the level of crime, is down and down dramatically, particularly in the village of Hyannis. But that was only one half of it. What we were trying to battle 2 years ago, we were trying to bat that level of crime and the perceived level of crime. We know crime is actually down, and we were trying to get the residents of Hyannis their opinion. Do they feel safer now? You know, can they see the difference? Is the difference recognizable? So we put together a survey. The first time we've done this, and we linked up with the BID and the Hyannis Chamber of Commerce. And we have sent it out to their people, and then we're kind of just slowly waiting to see what the results are going to be like.
The chief wants to know if measures taken by the police department over the past 3 years have been effective in making Hyannis residents feel safer.
We want to know, does the Hyannis station there on Main Street, High School Road, does that make a difference? Can they see a difference with that being there? Does it make them feel safer? When they go out at night, they leave their houses. Are they concerned about the house being broken into? The street crime unit out there, do they feel the street crime unit is effective? Is it making a difference out there? You know, that one question alone, even though we've only got a couple of surveys in, 95% of the people so far said that the street crime unit has made a world of difference. It's only 6 questions. We purposely designed the survey to be very short. It will only take a minute and a half to complete it.
You can find that survey online at the Barnstable Police website or through the Hyannis Area Chamber of Commerce or Business Improvement District sites. Barnstable Police recently helped to nab a suspected bank robber. Chief MacDonald talks about how the suspect was tracked to Hyannis.
Of course, they had a bank robbery down in Dennis. Dennis detectives working with the BPD detectives in the Mass State Police assigned to street crime unit. They were able to track the suspect down. He was living at 55 Threshold Road. We were down there with Dennis in the state at about 4:30 Saturday afternoon. We located the subject. He had passed out in one of the back rooms. Fortunately, we brought him to the hospital, and he's still at the hospital. Apparently, he's suffering from a drug overdose. He apparently robbed the bank and spent most of the money on crack cocaine overdose, and he's still.
The robbery remains under investigation. Well, spring is almost here, and that means soon the herring will begin to run. Every year, volunteers head to herring runs in Barnstable to help count the fish, and you are needed. Volunteers are being sought. If you're interested in participating in this year's count, head to Liberty Hall in Marston's Mills at 3 o'clock this Saturday afternoon. An informational session for counters is taking place again. That meeting begins at 3 o'clock this Saturday, March 16th at Liberty Hall in Marston's Mills. You can get more info at marstonsmillsherringcounts.blogspot.com. Well, do you recycle? Would you like to recycle more? How do you feel about changes to the town's solid waste disposal structure? The Renewable Energy Commission is looking for your answers to these questions and more with its Recycling and Solid Waste Survey. You can weigh in with your thoughts. Take the survey at barnstableiforum.com. With Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Colvin.